Hi, welcome to Your Great Journey. Each week, we offer you brief tips, techniques, and insights to help you move in positive directions and master big change. For more information, please visit yourgreatjourney.com.
Your Great Journey is brought to you by audiobook publisher Wetware Media. Wetware Media publishes a wide variety of personal transformation audiobooks available from any major online audiobook retailer. For more information, please visit wetwaremedia.com. That's WETWAREMEDIA.com.
Today we're sharing an excerpt from the audiobook End Emotional Eating, using dialectical behavior therapy skills to cope with difficult emotions and develop a healthy relationship to food. Written by clinical psychologist Dr. Jennifer Taitz, this audiobook teaches scientifically supported skills that will teach you how to manage emotions and urges gracefully and cope with distress skillfully. While this audiobook is intended for those who eat to help manage emotions, it offers practical techniques for anyone who wants to more skillfully manage emotions. In this excerpt, Dr. Taitz offers practical techniques for dealing with urges.
Urge surfing versus willpower. Many people subscribe to the myth that the ability to resist an urge is a limited resource, like an energy supply, hence the term willpower. What are your thoughts? If you resist an urge now, are you less able to resist later? In a DBT group I run, I encouraged participants to practice mindfully urge surfing in the room by noticing the rise and fall of urges to move around. One participant commented after the practice, "I have enough real urges I have to stomach all the time, so why should I use my energy on one that doesn't matter?" This is a brilliant question that begs another question. Is there a particular amount of urge resistance we all have that gets used up? In movies, this limited supply of resistance is often depicted. The married female lead has been attracted to her gardener for 2 years, and finally, she can no longer suppress her desire and begins an extramarital affair. In a commercial, a person tries to stick to her diet, but after a while, the chips look so damn good it's impossible. Experimentally, too, self-control has been shown to be a limited resource. If you exert control in one paradigm, you may have less ability in a situation shortly after. In a study by Mark Muravin, Diane Taitz, and Roy Baumeister, asking participants to regulate their emotional responses to an upsetting movie led to decreases in physical stamina. Similarly, if you are in a negative emotional state, managing your mood depletes you of energy, and you may have less self-control as a result. As you may know, dieters are more likely to break their diets if they are experiencing a negative mood. Practicing mindfulness and acceptance of urges is quite different from trying to fight or suppress urges, as people often do when trying to exercise self-control. We have more energy and less emotional suffering when we accept urges. Additionally, urge surfing may be helpful in minimizing the amount of self-control you anticipate you need. Knowing that an urge will pass keeps you from becoming caught. You may be mindful of your emotional state and soothe yourself in other ways, until your metaphorical self-control power supply is replenished. Urges and emotions. You may be wondering, if difficult emotions are linked to urges, how will you manage urges if you keep struggling with difficult emotions? Emotions, like urges, rise and fall. I was raised by my beloved grandma, and for most of my life, my greatest fear was her death. I vividly remember losing her. As I stood in the waiting area of the hospital, I felt sad, hopeless, anxious, and every other negative emotion. I actually began to believe I would never be able to move. I had the thought I might never be able to see a client again because of my pain. I was miserable, and my misery ebbed and flowed. While I still feel twinges of pain when I think of my grandmother, these are now linked to a softer sense of gratitude that I had her in my life. Urge surfing step by step. When you are in the midst of struggling with an urge, here are some things you can do to decrease your discomfort. 1. Slow down your mind and body. We often act on automatic pilot, and slowing down can help us notice our thoughts and feelings and make mindful choices about them. 2. Let go. Non-judgmentally observe the urge. Where do you sense it in your body? What is your mind telling you? If you could rate the urge on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of intensity, where is it now? 3. Refocus. Where are you? What are you feeling? In the long term, how will you feel if you indulge the urge? How will you feel in the long term if you surf the urge? 4. Choose. After you make space for the urge and let go of judging, you have some room to decide. Where is the urge now? Is it slowly mounting? Are you willing to watch it rise? If not, can you practice letting the discomfort exist for just a little while longer than you might otherwise before you give in to it? As always, be dubious of anything I suggest until you have experimented and found the practice helpful. Would you be willing to try urge surfing? The following exercise is designed to give you some experience of it. After the practice, you may generate some ideas of situations in which you tend to notice urges to eat for emotional reasons, and then experiment with urge surfing in those moments. Exercise. Urge surfing. 1. Focus on an urge you have right now, such as shifting in your chair, logging onto your favorite social networking website, letting your mind wander, or scratching your back. 2. Sit with that urge for a few minutes, observing it without acting on it. 3. Try describing the urge, either in your head or by writing it down. What does it feel like? Where do you feel it in your body? What is your mind telling you about the urge? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being extremely uncomfortable, how would you rate the urge right now? 4. Sit with the urge for another minute, and then rate it again. Has the level of discomfort changed? 5. Practice not giving in to the urge for as long as you were able. How long were you able to do it? How did the urge change or shift as you paid attention to it? Did you finally give in? How did that feel? If you didn't give in, how did that feel? Observe your reactions without judgment. Do this exercise anytime you want to practice your urge surfing. Aikido is a Japanese art of self-defense, in which you blend the motion of the attacker and the redirected force of the attack rather than confronting it head-on. This requires mental as well as physical strength. Relaxation and flexibility are fundamental. Similarly, you may garner the most strength by flexibly relaxing, accepting, and rolling with what comes your way. Weave and surf, don't throw punches. With practice, you will be able to maintain your balance throughout the inevitable onslaught of life and its resultant urges. Remember, new neural pathways are not created in an instant, but if you can master this mental aikido of urge surfing, you can stare down any cranberry muffin.
Thanks for listening to this excerpt from the audiobook End Emotional Eating, using dialectical behavior therapy skills to cope with difficult emotions and develop a healthy relationship to food. You can purchase the complete audiobook from any major online audiobook retailer. If you'd like more information, please visit yourgreatjourney.com. Please be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. And if you like the show, please rate it and review it. And please share it with friends who might also enjoy it. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week.
Your Great Journey is brought to you by audiobook publisher Wetware Media. Wetware Media publishes a wide variety of personal transformation audiobooks available from any major online audiobook retailer. For more information, please visit wetwaremedia.com. That's WETWAREMEDIA.com.